interesting that you are able to get the testimony and the stories of people within these Planned Parenthoods, because all we hear about, like we've already noted, all we hear about is that you are either for women or against women. And if you are for, or if you are against abortion, then you are against women. And Planned Parenthood has this kind of media empowered monopoly on being for women's liberation, being for women's healthcare, being for women's compassion. And on the other side of that are us, brutal pro-lifers who want to take away women's choice. Can you talk about specifically how you saw firsthand that that's not true, that Planned Parenthood and abortion providers are not in the business of liberating and caring for women?
I subscribed to secular feminism for 8 years of my life, right? I was like a flag-toting feminist, right? And I went to all the rallies and I did all of the things and I wore all the pink and I knew the mantra. I said the chants, right? There is not one time in my 8 years immersed in that world, immersed in Planned Parenthood, when a woman came to me vulnerable, broken, scared, alone, where I actually empowered her. Mm. So a woman would come to me and she would say, my boyfriend just left me and I found out I'm pregnant. And my answer to her would be, oh gosh, it would be really hard to be a single mom, right? And there's no way you can do that. I mean, essentially my message to her was,
you can't do it.
You're not strong enough. Mm-hmm. You're not empowered enough. You are too weak to rise above your current circumstances. Mm-hmm. So instead, we're going to exploit you. We're going to take your money and we're going to take the life of your child. Mm. It was the same. A woman came to us and she's like, oh, I'm a student. We were in a college town, so we had a lot of students. I'm a student. I found out I'm pregnant. What do I do? And we would say, how in the world could you ever go to school with a baby? I mean, you'd have to give up your career. You'd have to give up your education, so here, there's no way you can possibly do that. Let us give you an abortion. And that's it's like really a false dichotomy. Mm-hmm. It's telling women that they are too weak to overcome their current circumstances. And that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. People in general are made to be overcomers, right? We're made to be survivors.
We're resilient. Yeah.
Yes. There are consequences to our actions. But that doesn't mean that hope is lost just because we're dealing with a consequence. Mm-hmm. And so, I think it's just always been interesting to me how they talk about women's liberation. They talk about women's empowerment, but they're actually not empowering women at all. They're actually oppressing them. And then they're making women the oppressor.